Hi. So, in my last one, I had talked about some of the stuff, and I had a question asked to me about the karmas and reincarnation as to when does the reincarnation stops. And number two question was, do we have the same people in our next and next and next lives? The answer is very simple, though it may sound a little complicated. So let's take the first question about whether the reincarnation can be stopped. That means, can we stop being reborn and reborn and reborn? The simple answer to that is that yes. If we stop the process of karma, that means doing anything or everything with attachment to the fruits of it, then we certainly can stop the reincarnation. So the reincarnation occurs because we have stored karmas, stored deeds, stored impressions. These impressions create desires, and desires have to be fulfilled most of the time or majority of the time by physical body. Give you an example. Suppose I love sweets. If I did not have physical body, can I enjoy sweets? Say I want to help people. How much is the possibility that I can help somebody if they don't have physical body or I don't have physical body? So we need the physical body because majority of the things that we do or help are related to the physical body. Hunger, thirst, shelter, diseases all happen to the physical body. So if I want to help somebody in their physical problems, I have to have physical body to help them. And so certainly we have to be born because of the stored karmas. So the two things, if I have desires related to the impressions and I want to fulfill them, I have to have a physical body. Only way I can stop coming back to a new physical body is by stopping the impressions that occur because of the karma. So let me take a simple example. Suppose I help someone and then I expect them to help me back or pay me or say thank you or be nice or tell everybody that so and so is so great, then I am creating an impression. But I do it as a moral duty without any expectation, any attachment, any expectations that they will do something for me, then I will not have long-lasting impressions. Certainly the stored karmas have to be exhausted. So we have accumulated several karmas up to a point where we decide we're going to do karmas but not have any attachments. But still we have karmas that had been stored with impressions, and that must come to the fruition. So going back to the cereal dispenser in hotels for the morning breakfast, if that entire bottle filled with cereal is empty, we will have no more cereals. But every time we do an action or a karma, we tend to fill it from the top. And so that bottle never becomes empty. So the best way that I can describe this is that if you do a karma without any expectation, any attachment, even simple attachment of I want to eat a good food or I want to listen to a good music, I want to enjoy a good sports. If we stop that and impartially, without getting involved, look at these activities, because one cannot stop activity. I am breathing. I have to eat to survive. I have to drink water to survive. I need a shelter. But we stop having comforts and attachment and likings and dislikings also, then only we can stop accumulation of new karmas. If there are no new karmas accumulating, the previous ones get exhausted, we will not have a rebirth. If the cereal dispensing bottle is completely empty, there is no more cereals, no more breakfast. So this is a simple way of understanding it. I hope this explained to some extent. It is very difficult, practically impossible. I've seen some sages that mix everything together not to have an attachment with one particular thing. So they don't develop attachment saying, I like this vegetable, or I like that soup, or I like that special thing. They just mix everything and eat. They don't take seconds. And that is the way to destroy accumulation of impressions, attachment, and exhaust them. Now coming back to the question number 2, do we have the same people in our next life? It depends on what kind of attachment interaction we have in this life. I've seen several patients or people that have kids that had attachments when they were growing up. They run away or leave the house at age 15, 16, 17. Have no more relationship. Parents don't know where they are. They don't know where they are. And ultimately, not much of a lasting interaction is there. But most of us have relationships which are not casual. These are deep, long-lasting impressions. So my relationship with my parents, my relationship with my spouse, my kids, continue to create attachments, likes and dislikes, impressions, and debt. And this is going to come back as they must be exhausted. Now, which form the relationship will recur in the future life is dependent upon many things, including their karmas and everybody else's interaction, and of course the free will. So, to answer in short, yes, similar people will appear in your life, rather the same people will appear in your life in a different form. Your brother, if you have a close relationship with him, may appear as your close friend. I hate to say that way, but if you have a bad relationship, he may appear as your enemy. If you have a great relationship with somebody, you may appear as a spouse, neighbor, father, mother, husband, wife. So the relationship may change, but it will continue to occur till we neutralize it by having no impressions. That does not mean you should stop loving your spouse or brother or sister or kid. It simply means that it should be done without expectation, unconditional love. So don't expect things from your kids. Don't expect things from your spouse. Don't expect things from your neighbor. Secondly is that relationship which develop over a period of time. If there is a bad karma for transient time, suppose you have robbed somebody or somebody robs you or beats you up, that particular relationship or the karma must come to fruition. And so that particular person will come in your life and he will have to exhaust that debt that he or she has done. So even though there may be a transient relationship, like a robber or a rapist or a murderer or a car accident, they will have to pay it back. So they will come back in your life transiently because only small amount of give and take has occurred, which can be exhausted very quickly. So to answer your both questions, one, law of karma can be stopped if we don't create karmas with attachment. And yes, same people will repeat you in future lives in a variable or variations. Thank you for watching. I hope you like it. We'll go back to the yama and niyamas next time. Thank you. Have a nice day.